Hello friends, this is Kumar and I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. Friends, today we are going to discuss a very famous poem, Kubla Khan, which has been written by S.T. Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, born 1772, died 1832, was a very famous romantic poet. This poem is a fragment. It was written in 1797. Coleridge was at that time living in a lonely farmhouse. One day, he took a drug and sat down to read a book named Purcha's Pilgrimage. He fell asleep while reading the following sentence in this book. Here Kubla Khan commanded a palace to be built and a stately garden thereunto, and thus 10 miles of fertile ground were enclosed by a wall. The poet slept for 3 hours. During his sleep, he composed lines of verse between 200 to 300 in number. When he woke up, he had a distinct recollection of the whole composition. Instantly, he took his pen and sat down to write. The poet had written only 54 lines when he was called out by a person. The caller kept the poet busy for more than an hour. When the poet came back to his room, he found that he could not recall the rest of the lines. Coleridge later tried hard to complete this poem but could never recapture his original inspiration. As a result, the poem remained a fragment. In this poem, the poet tries to create an ethereal picture of Kubla Khan's pleasure palace. He describes the mysterious beauty of the palace with its sunny domes and caves of ice. He also describes the huge fountain from which the river Elf sprang. He tells us how the river ran in a zigzag. Then it entered measureless caves and finally sank into a sunless sea. The poet also tells of an Abyssinian girl whom he had seen in a dream. She was playing on her dulcimer and singing a sweet song. The poet says that he could raise Kubla Khan's pleasure palace in the air if only he could revive in him the girl's music. There is not much of meaning in this poem. To appreciate it, one must have an ear for the music of poetry. The poem is a piece of airy music. So now let us discuss the poem Kubla Khan or A Vision in a Dream, a fragment in detail line by line. In Zandu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. जांडू चीन देश में स्थित ये एक प्राचीन नगर हुआ करता था जिसे आजकल चेंग तेफू नाम से जाना जाता है। यह नगर लेन हो नामक नदी के किनारे के स्थित है। कुबला खां सम्राट चंगेज खां का ग्रैंडसन था जिसने मंगोल साम्राज्य की नींव रखी थी। कुबला खां ने 1257 से लेकर 1294 तक राज किया। उसने 1270 तक संपूर्ण चीन राज्य को अपने अधीन कर लिया। उसने अपनी पुरानी राजधानी कराकोरम की बजाय नई राजधानी कंबालू बना ली। इसके साथ ही उसने उस नगर का निर्माण किया था जिसको आजकल चीन की राजधानी बीजिंग कहा जाता है। जांडू कुबला खां की गर्मियों की राजधानी हुआ करती थी। स्टेटली मीन्स शानदार, प्लेजर डोम मीन्स रंग महल, वेयर एल्फ द सेक्रेड रिवर रैन थ्रू केवंस मेजरलेस टू मैन डाउन टू ए सनलेस सी। एल्फ असल में इस नाम की कोई नदी है ही नहीं, ये मात्र कवि की कल्पना है। केवंस मीन्स गुफाएं, मेजरलेस मीन्स असीम लंबाई वाली। So Kubla Khan ordered a grand pleasure palace to be built for him in Zandu. This place was to be built on the banks of a sacred river named Elf. The river flowed through deep caverns. These caverns could not be measured by any human knowledge. After flowing through measureless caves, the river fell in a sunless sea. The sea was sunless because it was perhaps somewhere below the surface of the earth. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rails, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree, and here were forests ancient as the hills, and folding sunny spots of greenery. Girdled round means घेर ली गई. Sinuous rails means बल खांदी हुई नदियाँ. Blossomed means खिले हुए थे. Incense bearing means खुशबूदार. Enfolding means घिरे हुए. So a piece of fertile land was chosen for building Kubla Khan's pleasure palace. It was 10 square miles in area. The area was encircled by walls and towers. Inside these walls, there were beautiful gardens and winding streams. There were many trees laden with fragrant flowers. The forests growing on the hills were as old as the hills themselves. Here and there among these forests, there were many a sunny spot of greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart a sedan cover. रोमांटिक चेज़म मीन्स रोमांचित करने वाली दरार या घाटी. स्लांटेड डाउन मीन्स नीचे की ओर ढलान बनाए हुए. अथवार्ट मीन्स आर पार. सेदान कवर मीन्स देवदार के दरख्तों से ढकी हुई. A savage place as holy and enchanted as ever beneath a waning moon was haunted by women wailing for her demon lover. Savage place means अछूता स्थान. Enchanted means जादुई. Waning moon means ये चांद की वह व्यवस्था होती है जब चांद कृष्ण पक्ष की ओर होता है, अर्थात जब वह पूर्णमासी से मत्स्या की ओर जा रहा होता है. जादू टूना करने वाले लोग इसी को ही अपने काम के लिए अच्छा समझते हैं. डीमन लवर मीन्स कवि ये उन पौराणिक कथाओं की ओर संकेत कर रहा है जिसमें कोई दैंत आत्मा मानव रूप धारण करके किसी स्त्री को अपने प्रेम जाल में फंसा लेती है और फिर उसको धोखा देके चली जाती है. उस स्त्री अपने प्रेमी की खोज में इधर उधर जंगलों और वीरानों में भटकती रहती है. While surveying the landscape around Kubla Khan's pleasure palace, the poet's eyes suddenly fall on a deep chasm. Of all the sights around the palace, it was the most romantic one. Its mysterious beauty startled the poet. The chasm went down the slope of a green hill. It was encircled by a forest of cedar trees. It was a wild and awe-inspiring palace. It looked as mysterious and enchanted as the place often described in various legends. A wailing woman is often seen roaming about such palaces under a waning moon. She wanders in search of her demon lover who first seduced her and then left her. And from this chasm with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fast thick pants were breathing, a mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift half-intermitted burst, huge fragments bolted like rebounding hail, or chaffy grain beneath the thresher's flail, and mid these dancing rocks at once and ever, it plunged up momently the sacred river. Ceaseless means निरंतर. Turmoil means उथल पुथल, भयानक बेग. सीथिंग मीन्स उछल रहा. पेंट्स मीन्स गहरे लंबे सांस. मोमेंटली मीन्स एवरी मोमेंट, हर एक पल. वॉज फोर्स्ड मीन्स बलपूर्वक बाहर को बह रहा. हाफ इंटरमीडिएट वर्स्ट मीन्स वो उछाल जो आधा रह गया था. बोल्टेड मीन्स उछलते थे. रिबाउंडिंग हेल मीन्स धरती से डिगने के बाद उछलते हुए ओले. चैफी ग्रेन मीन्स तूड़ी के साथ मेले हुए अनाज के दाने. थ्रेशर्स फ्लेल मीन्स अनाज को तूड़ी से अलग करने वाली उंगली. फ्लंज अप मीन्स ऊपर को उछाल रहा था. A mighty fountain gushed forth into this chasm. It made a roaring sound continuously. The violent flow of the fountain was ceaseless. It appeared as if earth itself was breathing in fast and thick winds. The fountain threw up huge pieces of rock as its water gushed out violently. It was so fast a process that the rock pieces formed a vault in the water pillar of the fountain. These pieces looked like hailstones rebounding in the air after striking the earth. They could also be compared to leaping grains as they are beaten with a flail to separate the chaff. In the midst of these dancing rock pieces, the sacred river elf was flung up by the chasm every moment. In other words, the river elf sprang up from the chasm continuously. 5 miles meandering with a mazy motion through wood and dale, the sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean. And mid this tumult, Kubla heard from far ancestral voices professing war. Meandering means बल खाती हुई. Maze means भूल भुलैया के जैसी. Wood means जंगल. Dale means घाटी. Tumult means भयानक शोर. Lifeless ocean means गहरा शांत सागर. एंसेस्ट्रल मीन्स पूर्वजों से आने वाली. प्रोफेसिंग वॉर मीन्स भविष्यवाणी करती हुई. दिस सेक्रेड रिवर रैन फॉर 5 miles in a zigzag. It flowed through woods and valleys. Then it entered the caves which were measureless to man. Finally the river sank into a lifeless ocean. The ocean appeared to be lifeless because no waves were rising in it, and it was very calm. The river was making a roaring sound as it fell into the ocean. In the midst of this tumult, Kubla Khan heard the voices of his ancestors from afar. They were professing that war was at hand. The idea is that by living in his pleasure palace, Kubla Khan had given himself completely to a life of luxury. He had forgotten about his mission of making wars and gaining victories. So his ancestors seemed to be rousing him from his pleasure palace by professing war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. Dome means guband. The mingled measure means मिली जुली संगीतमयी आवाज़ें. Miracle of rare device means दुर्लभ किस्म का अजूबा. Kubla Khan's pleasure palace was situated on the bank of the river Elf. On the upward side of the palace lay the fountain from which the Elf rose. On the downward side were the caves through which the river flowed to a sunless sea. Thus, Kubla Khan's palace was situated midway between the fountain and the caves. The poet says that the shadow of this pleasure palace fell on the water waves of the river. It seemed to be floating in the middle of the waves. The mingled sounds from the fountain and the caves could be heard in this palace. The pleasure palace was a miracle of rare device. The domes of this palace were sunny while the underground vaults were cold like caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora. Damsel means ladki. Dulcimer, a musical instrument like a zither with strings struck with two hammers. Vision means supna, dream. Once in a dream, the poet saw a young girl. She had a dulcimer with her. She was an Abyssinian girl. She played on her dulcimer and sang of Mount Abora. Could I revive within me her symphony and song to such a deep delight, it would be in me that with music loud and long I would build that dome in air, that sunny dome, those caves of ice. Revive means पुनर्जीवित करना, फिर से याद करना. Symphony means संगीत. The poet says that if he could recall to his mind the girl's song and music, he would be filled with ecstatic delight. He would be transported to a state of divine inspiration. In that state, he could compose enchanting music, and with the help of that music, he could build in the air a palace similar to that of Kubla Khan. He could then have built that very sunny dome and those very icy caves. The poet means to say that if he had the power of Abyssinian girls' song and music, he could write romantic poetry by which he could create a vivid picture of Kubla Khan's palace, its sunny dome, and its icy caves. And all who heard should see them there, and all who should cry, beware, his flashing eyes, his floating hair, weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honeydew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise. Flashing means चमकती हुई, floating means हवा में उड़ते हुए, holy dread means ईश्वर का डर, honeydew means कुछ पौधों की पत्तियां और कोमल टहनियों से पाया जाने वाला एक चिकना और मीठा पदार्थ, देवताओं द्वारा किया जाने वाला भोज. All those who might hear the poet's music or read his poems would see Kubla Khan's pleasure palace raised in the air. They would be then struck with awe. They would take the poet for a magician. They would cry out to each other to beware of him. They would avoid his flashing eyes and his floating air, lest they should be infected by his magical charms. They would weave a circle round him thrice, and thus try to confine his magic within the circle. They would close their eyes in awe, lest they should meet the eyes of the magician and thus get enchanted. People would think that the poet had taken honeydew, the food of gods, and nectar, the milk of paradise, which was the secret of his supernatural powers. So here, our present poem, Kubla Khan, by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, finally ends. It was a very beautiful poem. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you enjoyed the poem, please like, share and comment on the video, and please don't forget to subscribe the channel if you like our content. Thank you very much for watching the video. Stay tuned for further such lectures. Thank you very much.